Welcome in to, well, I usually say the Lifeline Morning Show, but today it's not quite the case. You know me from there, but, I thought it was so fitting that we should bring in somebody that you're going to be able to see tonight. Yeah, Casting Crowns, it's the Healer Tour, and guess who I've got in studio with me? None other than the Mr. Mark Hall.
What's up, my brother?
Hey, man, I'm so glad you were able to come into studio. This is a big moment for me. We've never had one of our main artists come in and be a part of this before. So thank you.
Well, they're missing out. This is a pretty sweet place.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. So let's talk a little bit about, well, first, it was a pretty cool thing that happened last night. You guys are all over the place. I know you were in Florida last night, and I'm ready for a story time. You got a story time for us?
Well, every night I tell the story of how Crowns happened, because people always want to know, like, how that whole thing happen with you guys.
Yeah.
And it was a kid from my youth group. He was a college student, and he went off to school at Flagler University in Florida, and he met Mark Miller of Sawyer Brown just at a basketball camp, because Mark was visiting his coach friend there.
Yeah.
So somewhere in there, Chase figures out who he is and says, "Man, you need to hear my youth pastor," and digs through his gym bag to give him our cracked up, scratched up youth group CD. and Mark ends up taking that CD, listening to it, driving the rest of the way to the beach for his vacation, where he's vacationing with Stephen Curtis Chapman and his family. So they're down there for several days listening to our record, and then call me from the beach to say, "We want you to be our first artist." Basically, they started a label just to sign us, and they called it Beach Street Records because they were at the beach, right?
Yeah.
So Chase, that kid, was at the concert last night, and he's actually now a grown man. He's a state representative for Florida there at the Capitol. He's a pastor, and I called him out in front of everybody. Just said, there's the guy. That's the reason we're sitting here singing this right now. So that was pretty fun.
That is pretty cool. So I know that coming back to Alabama is kind of like coming home for you, because you've spent so much time here.
Oh, yeah. Now, I was born in Gadsden.
Yeah.
And then I grew up in Montgomery, like second grade to first year at AUM.
Yeah.
So I went to the high school and middle school there. My grandparents were from Ragland.
Okay.
Have you heard of Ragland?
I have.
I'm about to say, not many people even close to Ragland have heard of Ragland, but my other grandparents were in Pell City, and my in-laws are in Talladega. So definitely an Alabama boy.
Small world, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so you guys have been doing this for a long time. I was just thinking about all the bands that have kind of come and gone, and somehow Casting Crowns has stood the test of time. I could rattle off band name after band name of people who did it for a while, and then for whatever reason they got out of it.
Yeah.
Why do you think Casting Crowns is still around today? What has kept you guys together?
Well, as far as why people are still listening to us, I have no idea, because there's a lot of really good music out there.
Yeah.
But what's kept us together is the fact that we're all like-minded. We're all working with students. We're all in the local church every week. We'll be leading church worship Sunday, and I'm working with teenagers every week, and that's what the whole band does. So we're in it for the same reasons, and that's pouring into families, and we're doing it all week at home, and then we travel on the weekend. I think that's what keeps us together, is the ministry center, the Jesus center of what we're doing.
Yeah, I got you. It's really cool too, because you're able to have some family with you on the road. I know you've said you've had your son, even some grandkids along for the ride.
So my kids grew up. They have been on the road with me since the start. So Zoe, who's 20 now, she was, we got a pack and play for her when we first went on our first tour, because she was like, I don't know, weeks old.
Yeah.
And the pack and play ended up being too big for the bus. So she slept basically in a box for a couple weeks in the back of a tour bus. And so they've grown up ever since. So I got 4 kids. They're all on the road with me. My son's my bass player now.
Yeah.
So now my grandson, John Lincoln, is on the road too. So he's getting his bus legs, getting used to sleeping on the bus right now.
Wow. And is he, how old is he?
He is 7 months.
7 months?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Being able to have family with you, I think, makes it so much better, because that's not time away. You can spend time with your family while you're on the road. I think that's a huge deal. Because
that's been a major part.
I think that's been one of the things a lot of people who have disbanded have said, I just need to spend more time with my family.
Yeah.
But when you have your family with you and you kind of have it structured like you guys do with Crowns, I think that's what's kept you guys going for so long.
Well, that happened when we first did our first tour. It was like a 4-week tour with Rebecca St. James.
Okay.
And what's funny is King and Country, that's Rebecca St. James Brothers, and they were just helping on the tour, like selling T-shirts and setting up stuff. You know, there were kids at the time, and now they're huge.
Right.
And so I did that tour, though, without the family because it wasn't our tour. We didn't really have a say-so, so we had to go. And just 4 weeks, I came back, and I said, well, Mel, I think I'm good. I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Wow.
And she said, well, Mark, you kind of signed contracts and stuff, you know. And I said, well, they're Christians. They'll be all right. You know, they'll let me go. And I said, if I can't do this with you guys, I don't want to do it. Yeah. And that's when we shifted. And she stepped into running Crowns. So Melanie runs Crowns. She's the tour manager. Okay. So she keeps all that together. I keep my head in the church and what's happening there. And I get on the bus on a Wednesday night and get off on Sunday morning. And that keeps it moving.
I got you. So it's Casting Crowns tonight. Also, We Are Messengers and Ben Fuller. Tell me a little bit about these guys that you got on the road with you right now.
We Are Messengers are so fun. Darren's from Ireland, so he's always got extra points. I always pick on him for that because like everything he says sounds cool,
right?
You know, and you know when you're from Alabama, Georgia, nothing you say sounds cool, you know. But everything he says things like this, and he talks like I was like, I can talk like you. Right. All I got to do is go up at the end like it's a question.
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
I say is like this, and he goes, that's not how I talk. I said, you just did it. But they're great. And then Ben Fuller is a new artist, and man, his story is amazing. He's got a big old voice. Yeah. Sometimes in the concerts, even in an arena, he'll step away from the mic and just sing out into the air, and you can still hear him.
Wow.
But God has rescued him from addiction about 3.5 years ago. And just the story that he tells is worth getting your kids there for, of what God's brought him through. Major inspiration and really good music.
All right, so what can we expect tonight, Mark?
You're going to hear songs from the first record all the way till now. We're going to sing stuff from all over the place. You're going to hear stories. It's going to be goofy and fun, but we're also going to talk about, you know how Crowns does, man. We talk about the hard stuff, and we get into real life. So I think when you see a Crowns concert, you see basically like you're walking into church. You see everybody's age. Everybody's there. So just come. If you got somebody that's still on the outside looking in at who Jesus is, they're going to hear the gospel, as my dad says, put on the bottom shelf where everybody can reach it. And we're just going to make it plain tonight. So come out and be with us.
Awesome. All right, it's happening tonight at Sand Mountain Amphitheater. You can go to our website for more information, 885jfm.com. Just click that banner. It's right there at the top of the page. Mark, this is awesome. Thank you again so much for being here. Now, I'm just going to tell everybody, this is going to conclude our interview for today. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a taste and let you know, what is coming tonight. We really do hope to see you there. Plus, you couldn't ask for better weather. We were kind of afraid we were going to get rained out, Mark, but it looks like
it's
the
beautiful.
Weather's going to cooperate. So
beautiful.
Yeah. Have y'all ever been to Sand Mountain Amphitheater before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's the first one.
You're in for a treat. It's an amazing venue. So really looking forward to that tonight. And, okay, so this is going to end this live portion here on the radio. But I do want to invite you to be with me on Monday for the Lifeline Morning Show, because the other segment we're about to record is going to be there. And who knows what we're going to talk about?
Who knows? We're going to dig up all the dirt on all the other Christian artists. Who's going to tell you what the real story is.
Yeah, I thought about going through your phone and calling a few people. All right, cool. Thank you so much for hanging out with us right now. Hope to see you tonight. I'm going to get you back to the music that you love. Hey, we've got him here. We might as well go ahead and play a Casting Crowns song. Why not Healer? Can we just play that one, Mark?
Let's
is that cool?
do it.
All right, let's do it.